Hello, students from the University of Seoul. My name is Bianca, and I'm going to be talking about a scary experience that my family and I encountered at a haunted condo. So let's start off with the introduction. For the introduction, as you can see here in the picture, this black building, it was the condo that my family and I were staying at. So I just wanted to put that there so that you guys can get a visualization of how the condo looked like and stuff. So let's start off with the introduction. So excitement had rushed through my body as I heard that my family had booked a condo for 2 weeks. Every summer, my family and I would stay at a condo to enjoy family time and for us to enjoy the hot breezy weather by jumping in the pool or going fishing. However, my family and I didn't realize that our precious family time would turn into horror. So let's talk about the first night at the condo. So the first night at the condo was horrid. My uncle had said, "Hey guys, let's make a fire," which caused all of us to gather around the fireplace outside and sit on the dirty cement. I sat next to my cousin Dylan, and I grabbed a marshmallow for s'mores, but then I heard a bang that sounded like someone was aggressively banging on the door. I looked at my mom a little terrified, but she looked at me nonchalantly, ensuring me that there was nothing to worry about. Um, I asked, "What was that?" but I stammered for my words because I was nervous. Um, as I stammered, I looked at my cousin Dylan, and his face was just filled with terror. I knew that he was scared, but I wasn't feeling scared at all. Instead, I was feeling nervous about what was about to come. After the bang passed, we all continued to make s'mores and enjoy our night. And then something unexpected happened that made my heart race faster than the speed of sound. The banging continued and continued until my uncle went to open the back of the door, only to be met by no one. Why did I hear a bang, yet no one was behind the door? Was it a prank? These thoughts were quickly interrupted when I felt someone holding on to me. I realized it was my cousin Dylan, and I felt bad knowing I couldn't help him, so I just let him hold on to me until all of this went away, except it never stopped, never went away, it just continued the rest of the night. So let's talk about the continuous night at the condo. So that night I was not able to sleep at all. I kept hearing strange noises and objects randomly falling, and I even saw some shadowy figures lurking around in the hallway. When I mentioned this to some of my family members, they didn't seem fazed by the situation. They thought I was joking, but still, it wasn't a joke. The night after my encounter, my cousins and I were swimming at the pool having a blast when suddenly I saw an old man with blood all over his face. I immediately peered my head towards my cousins to see if they saw the old man too, which they did. One of my cousins screamed really loud, and it caught the attention of my mom, so she asked what happened. And as I was going to point next to her, I noticed that the old man had vanished. My mom looked at me confused, and I opened my mouth to speak, but no words came out. So my mom just uttered, "Let's go," and pulled me away. So when I was back inside the condo, I pulled Dylan and my other cousin Sky aside so I can talk to them about what happened. I asked them, "Did you guys also see the old man, or was it just me?" They both nodded, and I sighed in relief knowing that I wasn't the only one that saw the old man. And Dylan asked if we should tell our parents, but I shook my head, and I told them that we should just wait till nighttime so that we can prove that the place was haunted, that the condo was haunted. So finally, after a few hours, it was 11 o'clock at night, meaning that it was time for bed. I lay down next to my mom, and she kissed me on the cheek and muttered a good night. And as soon as I was about to fall asleep, I heard scratching on the walls. I assumed my mom had heard the scratching, but she didn't because she didn't react. I got up from the bed and shook my mom a few times before she opened her eyes and asked me what was wrong. Um, and then I asked her, "Do you not hear scratching on the walls?" Um, with a hint of confusion, because of course, like, I was confused because how can she not hear the scratching on the walls? So she slowly emerged out of bed and turned on her heel, walking out of the room without uttering a word. I followed behind her with my bare feet that were hitting the cold ground. I saw a shadowy figure past my mom and moved directly in front of me. So my mom shouted in horror, and she looked in front of me and placed her hand on her mouth due to shock. I couldn't say anything. My body felt paralyzed, and I couldn't move either. All I was doing was staring at the black shadow that was in front of my eyes. My mom grabbed me and pulled me to my cousin's room, where my aunt and uncle were sleeping peacefully. My mom said, "We need to leave now," and I had looked over to my aunt and uncle, who had a puzzled face. My mom just said, "This place is haunted. We need to go now." They didn't say anything though. They just nodded and got to packing their bags. Okay, this is the conclusion. So ultimately, as I walked out of the haunted condo, my heart was still racing with fear. I couldn't help but feel a sense of relief wash over me. The chilling encounters and mysterious happenings will forever be etched in my memory and will forever remain in my heart. It was an experience that reminded me of the thin veil between the living and the supernatural. Though I left the condo behind, the spine-tingling memories will stay with me as a reminder of the power of the unknown. So thank you, the students of the University of Seoul, for listening to my story.